Ancient Greeks and Romans told stories of terrifying monsters that haunted their world. But what if these creatures weren't just myths? What if they were based on real animals that once walked the earth? Let's discover the truth behind 6 legendary beasts. Our first mythical creature was able to destroy you with one glance. This lethal snake was venomous enough to tear through solid rock, yet small enough to lay in wait in the shadows until it was too late. It was known to the ancient Romans as the king of serpents, the basilisk. You might recognize this creature from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, where it terrorized Hogwarts students, or from video games like Dark Souls, where basilisks can curse you with their deadly gaze. But this legendary monster has much older roots. Roman naturalist Pliny the Elder described this creature in 79 AD as a small serpent that could kill with its stare and leave a trail of deadly venom wherever it slithered. According to legend, the basilisk's gaze was instant death, and its poison was so powerful it could crack stone just by touching it. But here's the fascinating truth. Ancient Romans likely encountered Egyptian cobras during their military conquests. These snakes create one of nature's most intimidating displays when threatened. They rear up on their tails, spread their distinctive hood, and stare directly at their enemy. To Romans who had never seen such behavior, this death stare would have seemed supernatural. The next beast was considered so valuable that it guarded the world's most precious gold mines. With the hunting power of a lion and the soaring ability of an eagle, this majestic creature would kill anyone who dared approach its treasure. The ancients knew it as the griffin. Today, griffins soar through World of Warcraft as majestic mounts, guard treasure in games like Heroes of Might and Magic, and appear in fantasy films from Harry Potter to the Chronicles of Narnia. They remain symbols of divine power and royal authority. Greek historian Herodotus described them in the 5th century BC as northern creatures that fiercely protected gold deposits. For centuries, this seemed like pure fantasy until paleontologists made an incredible discovery in the 1990s. Ancient Scythian gold miners in Central Asia were digging in areas rich with Protoceratops fossils. When these dinosaur fossils are partially exposed from rock, exactly how miners would find them, they look remarkably like griffins. The dinosaur's beaked skull appears bird-like with large eye sockets, while its powerful build resembles a big cat's body. Scythian miners, finding these creatures near gold deposits, created stories about griffin guardians. Greek traders brought these tales to Europe, where griffins became symbols of divine treasure protection. These guardians were real, just buried for 75 million years. But this next monster was even more terrifying. A fire-breathing beast that combined 3 deadly animals into one nightmare. It could slash you with a lion's claws, crush you with a goat's hooves, or burn you alive with flames from its mouth. This impossible creature was known as the Chimera. Modern gamers know chimeras from Final Fantasy, where they're powerful, multi-headed beasts, or from God of War, where Kratos battles these fire-breathing monsters. The creature also appears in Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson series as a fast food restaurant mascot gone wrong. Homer described the original Chimera in the Iliad as terrorizing ancient Lycia in Turkey until hero Bellerophon defeated it while riding Pegasus. But the real inspiration is fascinating. In southwestern Turkey, there's a place called Yanartaş, where natural gas seeps from the ground and burns continuously. Eternal flames that have blazed for over 2,500 years. Ancient travelers witnessed mysterious fires emerging from the earth in an area populated by lions, wild goats, and venomous snakes. Local people created the perfect explanation: a single fire-breathing creature combining all 3 regional dangers. Archaeological evidence confirms ancient Lycia housed all 3 animals the Chimera represented, making this mythical beast a clever way to describe a genuinely hazardous volcanic region. The fourth creature was born from pure terror. When Greek soldiers first saw these beings racing across battlefields, they couldn't believe their eyes. Half human intelligence, half horse speed, all deadly, with a bow and arrow. These wild warriors were called Centaurs. You've seen Centaurs in Harry Potter as Firenze, the astronomy teacher, in Chronicles of Narnia as wise forest dwellers, and in Percy Jackson as camp activities directors. Video games like Skyrim feature centaur-like creatures, while World of Warcraft has the centaur as an entire race. Greek pottery shows centaurs as savage beings disrupting civilized gatherings, representing the struggle between civilization and barbarism. This legend emerged around 1000 BC when Greeks first encountered nomadic horse-riding tribes from the northern steppes. Greeks were foot soldiers who had never seen mounted warriors. When barbarian horsemen appeared, moving as one fluid unit with their horses, the sight was terrifying. From a distance, skilled riders appeared to be part of their mounts, especially to people unfamiliar with horsemanship. These nomadic warriors were expert archers who could shoot accurately while galloping, supernatural to Greeks. Their wild appearance with long hair and animal skins seemed uncivilized. The centaur became the perfect way to describe foreign threats, beings combining human intelligence with animal savagery, representing everything Greeks feared about barbarian worlds. Our next deadly beings used beauty as their weapon. Sailors would hear the most perfect voices calling from dangerous waters, so enchanting that captains would steer straight towards certain death just to hear one more note. These lethal songstresses were known as sirens. Modern sirens appear everywhere, from Disney's The Little Mermaid to the TV series Siren. Video games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and the Starbucks logo itself, they've evolved from deadly monsters to symbols of irresistible attraction. Homer's Odyssey describes sirens as creatures with women's heads and bird-like bodies who lured sailors to death with irresistible songs. Odysseus had his crew plug their ears with wax while he listened, tied to his mast to prevent disaster. The myth originated from two real maritime dangers. Mediterranean coasts have rocky areas where wind patterns create haunting, human-like sounds through underwater caves and crevices. Sailors heard these voices just before crashing on hidden rocks. Ancient sailors also encountered Mediterranean monk seals and dugongs, marine mammals whose calls sound eerily human, especially in fog. These animals surface to breathe in ways that appear like singing, with distinctly human-like faces glimpsed in dark water. To exhausted sailors navigating by stars, seeing human-like faces while hearing beautiful singing was terrifying. The siren legend captured these real dangers perfectly. Finally, we reach the ultimate nightmare, a massive guard dog with not one, not two, but three heads watching in every direction, so fierce that even the gods feared it. This beast guarded the gates of the underworld itself. Nothing could escape the watchful gaze of Cerberus. You've encountered Cerberus in Harry Potter as Fluffy, the three-headed dog guarding the Philosopher's Stone. In video games like Hades, where you literally pet Cerberus, and in movies like Hercules, where it's the final guardian challenge. Ancient texts describe Cerberus as enormous, with three heads, a serpent tail, and snakes growing from his neck, preventing both the living from entering Hades and the dead from escaping. Only heroes like Heracles managed to subdue this beast. The inspiration comes from Molossian hounds of ancient Epirus, massive war dogs, standing 3 feet tall, weighing 200 pounds. Alexander the Great owned one, and they were considered ultimate guard dogs. Wealthy Greeks and Romans kept packs of these enormous hounds trained to work with supernatural coordination. Tomb robbers approaching sacred sites would see 3 massive black dogs emerge from the shadows, eyes reflecting torchlight, moving like a single entity. To ancient peoples, such perfectly synchronized guardians seemed supernatural. One terrifying spirit watching through 3 sets of eyes, making escape impossible.